Lance by Chance. The untold story of him wrestling as of on Earth. LanceByChance.com.
Fans, welcome back for another week of Working Fans Wednesday. This is episode 14. I'm producer Joe, and I will be joined shortly by the man they call Dave. Now, tonight, we have our big giveaway for the Ultimate Warrior shirt. Now, remember that you have to answer the question of who Daniel Bakley said he wanted to see Khabib fight next from Cage My IQ on Monday night. Our live 5-3-1 tonight is going to be top heel turns. And as always, we are talking MLW, AEW, and NXT cards. Now, if you want to find us on our social medias, on Twitter and on Twitch, we are at Fans Working. Our Facebook is the Working Fans Podcast Facebook page. Our email is workingfanswrestlingpod@gmail.com. If you want to check out our Instagram, which has been popping off lately, that is workingfanswrestling_pod. Our YouTube is youtube.com/c/workingfanswrestlingpodcast. Our website is workingfanspodcast.com. Our Patreon, should you choose to dare, is patreon.com/workingfanspodcast. And our comedy podcast releases every Tuesday, while our wrestling podcast releases every Thursday. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google, Spotify, and really any major podcast provider. The important thing to do, though, is to like, subscribe, rate, review wherever you can. It gets our names out there further. Now, we are brought to you by 482 Designs. That's FOUR, the numbers 82 Designs @gmail.com. We are selling shirts. We are selling stickers that Kevin printed up over there. Email him. He will get you set up with some nice looking screen printed stuff. WrestleTopia, JD Sloan has been on here before. Find them on at WrestleTopia on Facebook and at WrestleTopia on Twitter. Easy enough for me to say. As always, we are brought to you by Manscaped. Happy Valentine's Day from Manscaped. It's right around the corner, guys. And no matter what's going to go on that night, you want to be ready for the moment. We got the Lawnmower 3.0. We got the Crop Reviver, the Crop Preserver, all those nice sprays and lotions for your balls. And remember, you go to manscaped.com, use the code WFP2020. You will not only get 20% off your order, but you get free shipping. Now, if you think about that, manscaped.com, WFP2020, the more you buy, the more you save. And you let them know that you're doing it in the name of the Working Fans Podcast. Now, we mentioned it last week. Dave and I are the new announcing team for Knockout Wrestling. Check them out, Knockout Wrestling, on Facebook, on YouTube. They've got a lot of good independent wrestling coming up from Florida there. And Dave and I are excited to be the voice of that. Now, last but not least, we are brought to you by The Buzz. Check them out at what-the-buzz.com. Their Facebook page, you're watching us right now. Make sure to hit like so you never miss a live broadcast from one of our great shows. Go find us on Twitter at WTBDOTCOM at WTB.com. And you can stay up on all the newest news and notes. And also, if you want to find their archive of live shows, see many of the various intros I've botched. Watch last week where I repeated myself, didn't even realize it. But that is youtube.com/c/thebuzz2020. Now, now that all that business is out of the way, let me play one more Buzz commercial and we will get to the main show. Be sure to drop your answers in the comments of who Bakley wants to see Khabib fight next. And we will pick a winner by the end of the show out of the correct answers.
War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them I'm ready, any opponent. The crown heavy and every minute it's chosen. A path only fit for kings, and you don't know what this court means. What did you enlist for? If it isn't getting more rings, then you gon' have to switch your team. Trust me, it gets more mean. I'm a nightmare going up against your dreams. First step is explosive like a bomb hit. Bet if I let it fly, I cannot miss. And you ain't got a chance at the top 10 when you getting clamped all night by your locksmith. On the block throwing lobs to my top bigs. I'm a chef, no look with the top dish. Tie game, through the pressure as the clock ticks. Crossover, step back, hit a shot, swish. Tell them that's what we ready for. Tell them that's what we ready for. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti ball, be ready for war. This is how champions are made, but it never happens in a day. It's all hard.
Dave.
Oh,
God damn, do I talk enough, brother? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm ready to start this. We got a big giveaway tonight. We got top heel turns, and I'm going to put AJ at the top of the list for top heel turns because apparently they've got overtime at the factory.
Mm-hmm.
Brother can't be hitting the mats with us.
I mean, a girl got COVID and the protocol, and there's all kinds of things going on. I don't know what this man was telling us. But listen, let's talk about that giveaway first thing. All you got to do, guys, respond in the comments. All right, you tell us what my man Dan Bakley said on Cage My IQ Monday. And the question was, who is Khabib, if he comes back, going to face? And if you know what Dan Bakley's answer was, then throw it in the comments. And at the end of this episode, you're going to get yourself a large Ultimate Warrior t-shirt from Pro Wrestling Crate, courtesy of your boys. And let's talk about next week's giveaway, too. We got, that's right, there it is, Behind the Merch, Pro Wrestling Tees documentary. All right, so we're going to give you that next week. And how you win that is tomorrow night. You got to listen to regularly scheduled hostilities at 6 p.m. right here on the Buzz, my man. And tell us who Josh DeBoard thinks is going to win the Royal Rumble. And I think somebody's already got tonight's gift. So listen 6 o'clock tomorrow night and listen to who Josh DeBoard thinks is going to win the Royal Rumble. Get back here with us next week, and you'll get a documentary on Pro Wrestling Tees, Behind the Merch. So check it out, boys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to just start doing stuff to really kind of drive more views to the Buzz, because if you're just watching this because you're familiar with us, you have to go check out the other shows on the Buzz. I think we roll with a group of elite killers here.
Damn right we do. All killers. No fillers, baby. We got to be on our game. These guys are ready to kill at that moment's notice. So I won't drop down my guard.
Tonight, we're talking heel turns, brother. Top 5 heel turns all time. God, I really didn't think about this with just 2 people. This is going to be a quick-ass segment. But
you know what? It will be, but that's all right. We flying. We on a roll. AJ Strangebrew turned his back on us in true ultimate heel fashion. All right.
Now, hey, if you guys are watching this show, drop your top 5 heel turns in the comments. Dave, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first? We can do rock, paper, scissors on air if you want.
No, man, I'm happy to do this one. Did you do any research for this? I didn't even do any research. This is all off my childhood. All right?
Oh, I mean, I wrote lists down. You know me. I can't remember shit. I got to have it down and like off camera.
No, I definitely wrote it down because there were a couple like I went back and forth in my mind. I'll give an honorary mention, courtesy of my boy Jake. Listen, Chuck out here.
Shout out to Chuck Winchester. He's up on
throwing stuff out there.
He's representing tonight. Good to see you in the comments, brother.
Yes. All right. To me, the ultimate heel turn, the number one heel turn.
I already know what it's going to be.
It's Hulk Hogan joining the NWO.
Oh,
So
okay.
That's what I mean. That to me, that was it. That was the most impactful heel turn of all time.
What's your number 2 though?
Okay, my number 2
It involved the same man.
They do.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant turning on Hulk Hogan in Piper's Pit. All right, that is the one that set off the wrestling industry and made the most money, other than the NWO, which was obviously a huge money angle as well. So both involved Hulk Hogan. In fact, well, we'll get to that in a minute. My other another one that made my list, WCW one, NWA one. Big Show, I love that guy. The Horsemen turning on Sting when the Horsemen were faces for a little while, and Sting was a part of the group, and they were going to have this match where Sting won the right to wrestle Ric Flair for the world title, and the Horsemen had talked about, okay, no, it stays in the Horsemen, so there's nothing to worry about. And then the Clash of Champions came up, and nope, they cut a promo on Sting's ass, letting him know that basically you need to give up that match. You're not in the Horsemen anymore, and if you keep that title match and you stick around, you're not going to be so lucky. And then Sting, wondering what's going on. Next thing you know, the Horsemen grab him. Flair's slapping him in his face. He's yelling at him. I tried to help you out. I bought you some time. Now get out of this business and get out of my life. And it was like, as a kid watching that, oh man, I was like, I should have saw it coming because they were the classic bad guys, but that affected me. I was legit. I was legit. My feelings were hurt for Sting. I remember watching that and I was sad. Okay.
Hey, good wrestling can do that to you, especially when you're a kid. You get so caught up in the story that you're like, oh wow.
Now, this next one honestly didn't affect me as much, but I thought it had to be included. Also involving Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage turning on Hulk Hogan, the Mega Powers exploding. That led to big box office. So, and the build was about a 1-year build. So I think that has to be on this list. And then finally, I got HBK turning on Marty Jannetty. I mean, throwing him to the barbershop window is something I don't think people will ever forget. It kicked off one of the most legendary careers of all time in Shawn Michaels. And an honorable mention to Mr. Wonderful Paul Horndorf.
Jake Rule in effect.
Damn right. Who turned on Hulk Hogan when Hulk Hogan wasn't there to answer his call. And everybody had told him he's not really your friend. And Paul, being a little insecure, bought into this and said, you know what? He wasn't there for my call. We didn't get to work out. This guy's getting a pile driver. He fucked up. So,
and how many times is Hulk Hogan on your list in one side or another?
Officially 2, but obviously there was the honorable mention for 3. I mean, look, I'm not even really a Hogan guy, but at the end of the day, Jesus, turned on Hulk Hogan, that equaled money. Actually, I'm sorry, I had Hogan on 3 times because I had to include the Savage one. Yeah, so. Oof. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you my top 5, and it's going to sound very familiar.
Okay.
I got Michaels turning on Jannetty.
Sure.
I got Andre turning on Hogan. I mean, that's from our childhood. That's ingrained.
It's got to be there.
Got Hogan joining the NWO. That was...
I heard. So we're on...
Yeah. I got Seth turning on the Shield.
Okay.
I think if we saw anyone doing it, it almost would have been Ambrose.
Yeah.
And then I would say arguably the biggest heel turn in wrestling history. It has not only affected the business, but it affects how we remember this man. And that's Chris Benoit with what he did in the end.
Ooh, you went a little hardcore there, huh? Look at you.
Hey, AJ's not here, so somebody bring indie wrestling with an edge.
Cash. This guy. Well, whatever, man. I mean, it's a little different. That's a real life thing. Based off storylines, I also want to include.
It would have worked better if there were 3 of us, and it was the final joke that I could drop on the way out and change the subject.
Look at the
but not. AJ's putting in overtime at the factory, so we gotta.
The buzz pull this kid's mic. Hey, also, you know what? Honestly, throwing another honorable mention for Roman Reigns. Just because how successful I think.
God, how did we not think of that? And that is the most recent one.
Yeah, it was a huge one because honestly, too, and we're getting sidetracked here. I know we want to crown a number 1, but let's sidetrack that for a minute because we're talking about the WWE in what? The last 15, how long has Cena been in the company? All right, 15, 16 years, we'll say around that time. Long time.
Yeah, I mean, I would put it close 18 maybe, but.
Yeah, long time. And They wanted him to be, the crowd. They booed his ass. We want to turn him heel. WWE refused. At some point, WWE said, you know what? We're going to do what we want to do. We're not doing that. This guy sells merch. And boy, it looked like Roman was in the same boat, right? Everybody booing him out of the building. You forced him down their throats. Nope. We're not cheering for that guy. Boo. Nope. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, WWE said, you know what? Yeah, we're turning him heel. And it's been the best thing, arguably, they did all of last year. The absolute best thing going on in their promotion still right now. So, yeah, honorable mention to that. I think we were looking at the classics, but, yeah, that one has to be included. That was a shocker.
100%. Now, if, like I said, it's a little tougher with just the two of us, but
we know our finals, right?
What would you call the number one heel turn? Because it's got to be Michaels and Jannetty, Andre and Hogan.
And Hogan and NWO. Those three.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be.
And they're all heavy hitters. They're all from a classic era. So I don't think there's an easy one that you could just bounce out right away.
No, I have an idea because I'm always thinking ahead here a little bit. I think, at the end of the day, Michaels has the most shocking looking one. But
the image of him going through that window.
Right. But that was the start of something big, and it was great. But the money feuds, God, man, you got to go with the Hogan stuff. And you can argue, to me, like, I know who the number one is in my mind. All right. We're talking about just now. I was just talking about never thought they'd turn Roman heel. No way they'll never do that. What was the original one? Hogan. Years and years a good guy. Even when this was building up, I never believed Hulk Hogan was going to turn heel. He had been stale for a long time, and I thought, whatever, they're not going to pull the plug on that. There's no way he comes out here heel. And then I remember Bobby the Brain saying, well, whose side is he on? Because he was all drunken. He really shouldn't have said that. I still didn't buy it. I was like, nah, Hogan's a babyface. Trying to throw us off, Heenan. No, he wasn't.
And hey, you know what the music means. Dave, we got a winner. It's Hulk Hogan. I don't think there was really any question about it.
No, he's a heel in real life, too. Allegedly.
Oh, we saw the video, brother. But hey, we are going to play a quick commercial for Manscaped, and then we're going to go into discussing tonight's cards, because not only are there big shows tonight on the Buzz, we got a Leo Rush interview coming up. Yeah. You got the main line coming up, but you've also got big MLW, AEW, and NXT cards. So let's take another break for another one of our sponsors, Manscaped.
Damn right.
Now, guys, you know we're affiliated with Manscaped. They're the global leaders in men's below-the-waist grooming. And with Valentine's Day coming upon us so quick, you're going to want to have those balls nice for the occasion. So order the perfect package. It's got the Shed travel bag. You open up this travel bag. Let's see what kind of goodies we got in here.
Show me what's up.
Yeah, usually this is the AJ part, but since he left us high and dry, I had to avoid shaving my balls so I could put all this in the bag. Look at that. You got the Lawnmower 3.0. Can you hear that hum? It's got a little light. You can make shadow puppets and shit.
Smooth.
Got its own little pouch, so if you get the little hairs caught up in there, you don't got it going in all your stuff.
Smooth.
Got the Crop Reviver ball toner. It's a nice spritzer for your balls.
Tone them up.
This doesn't come in the perfect package, but that's the refined cologne. It's got a good scent to it.
There you go.
You got the lotion for your balls, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, beautiful.
Yeah.
And you got this little cool little stand. You can show it on. Looks nice in your bathroom. Show it off. Let them know what's up when they're coming over.
That's right, baby. I'm starting to love your balls.
Yeah, I mean, pause, but
yeah.
You guys will be a lot happier when AJ's back here talking about his balls next week. But
he knows what he's doing. He loves
Let's
those
get
balls.
to the
Anyway.
heart of the matter. I think you and I are both most excited for MLW tonight.
Yeah, we are. There's a couple matches I'm really looking forward to. Of course he does. We're talking about MLW, Randy. Pull it together. He's going to be back at some point.
Yeah, because tonight, MLW, Savio Vega, Richard Holiday, Caribbean strap match. And this is a match they've been teasing for a while, ever since Richard Holiday took Savio Vega's Caribbean championship.
Yep, stole victory from him and then stole the title, which is on the line. So
there's an interesting tag team match because tonight seems to be the night of tag teams when we get to NXT, when we get to talking about AEW. But there's an eliminator for a shot at the tag championship between TJP and that guy that he's been rolling with, Buku Dao, versus Violence is Forever. Dominic Guarini, former guest of the show.
Yeah.
And Kevin Koo.
Yes.
And I am excited for that match. Those are not the teams that I would expect to be going for like a number one contendership, but that's what I think I like about MLW is they bring teams that you might not necessarily have seen and they push them to the moon, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, TJP's a guy people shouldn't sleep on too. He was in the WWE. He was a big part of the Cruiserweight Classic. He was their first champion. Outstanding tournament, by the way, too. And, since then, now he's in Impact. He's the X Division champion over there. You'll see him on New Japan Strong sometimes. And here he is in MLW doing his thing. And I think they're going to win tonight, too. And I think him and his partner are going to be Buku Dao, yeah. Who I saw once and impressed me when I did see him. And I think got a good chance of winning this. And I think you could be seeing them fighting for the tag belts. So
100%. Now, we also have Filthy Tom's going to be on the show, Alicia Atout, the Von Erichs, and more. But Dave, main event of this whole card has got to be one of the more interesting matches with Laredo Kid defending his AAA World Cruiserweight Championship versus Zenshi.
Yeah, this is dope. Laredo Kid has had some outstanding matches with Kenny Omega, too, if anyone's never seen those. And you were texting me last week about Zenshi. Is kind of like super underrated. He's like one of the best things going in MLW. So, yeah, I'm excited for
I can't wait to watch that this Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see what we got going on with this card tonight. I think this is going to be a sleeper of a show. If you haven't been watching MLW, this is a good night to check it out. Caribbean strap match, AAA tag belt, AAA cruiserweight title. This is going to be good.
Josh DeBoard, we know you don't watch the indies, but you gotta watch this. It's on YouTube. It's free. I think way too many people are sleeping on MLW, and they're really going to kick themselves when they find out how good the storylines are, how good the in-ring is. But Dave, we're going to move on to, I would say, what's arguably our favorite show every week. AEW. You got a lot of standout matches. Britt Baker versus Shanna. Jericho and MJF versus the Varsity Blondes. That's Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. Dax Harwood versus Jungle Boy. I think that's going to be a sleeper match on that card.
Same.
Cody responds to Shaq.
I don't care about that. But whatever.
Eddie Kingston versus Lance Archer.
Hoss fight.
Yeah, you were sharing the road to Jacksonville, I believe, the other night.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but tell kind of the people what about it really like.
So Eddie Kingston responds to Archer. Archer's, got something. And basically, Eddie Kingston says, yeah, everyone dies. Because, Archer had just said that. And he goes, no shit, everyone dies. Yeah, I've lost people. I've lost people this year. I lost my uncle last Tuesday. He died last Tuesday. And they showed a picture of his uncle, which I thought, my God, you're making a guy a baby face. He said, so guess what? I'm still going to show up and I'm going to kick your ass. So, it's like, what the hell did I just see? That's why I wanted you to see that. I didn't want to spoil it for you. I couldn't believe what I was watching, but yeah. So,
well, that's what makes Eddie Kingston so compelling is how real he is.
Yeah.
Like when he was talking about that world heavyweight title fight, telling his mom, like, this is why you don't have a granddaughter or a grandchild. Yeah. And it's like, that's some real shit. That is probably a sticking point in the back of his mind that even though he plays it tough, probably bothers him, maybe bothers her. And he goes, look, that is perfect for this angle.
This guy is going to be a huge babyface at some point if they let him be. Like, he's just such a in-your-face, gritty fighter that to me, like, he's a babyface. But he's also a pretty damn good heel. So we'll see what happens tonight. I'm excited.
I want to put it out there. Eddie Kingston's like the interview we got to get this year.
We'll see about that.
I'm not saying that it's possible, but like those are the kind of goals I'd like to reach because it would just be fascinating to talk with him about wrestling and pick his brain about that.
I'll let you know some stuff off the air, brother. But anyway.
And the main event, Young Bucks and the Good Brothers versus the Dark Order represented by Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, John Silver, Alex Reynolds. I think this is going to be a hell of a match. And it's just furthering that AEW Impact crossover that we were talking about last night, that how beautiful is it now that it's unfolding? We're seeing more people jump side to side, and it's giving a lot more talent a chance to get seen on TV.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see. Dark Order's been on a real big roll lately, too, winning all their matches. So we'll see what kind of momentum they got. If something happens with the Bucks and maybe the Good Brothers have a little miscue, and maybe the Dark Order can score a win. You know, I think John Silver, by the way, continues to shine in everything AEW gives him. I'm hoping to see a big standout performance tonight. And also, just to backtrack a bit, I'm with you. Like I said, I think Jungle Boy Dax Harwood is going to be a sleeper of a match. I'm super excited for that, and I think Jungle Boy gets it done tonight because I think he's one to watch out for.
100%. Now, we're going to just about finish up the night talking about NXT.
Yeah.
This is really just all tag matches that I saw. Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Yep.
Cannot wait to see that. That's going to be amazing.
That's going to be a good tag one.
MSK versus Killian Dane and Drake Maverick.
Look, I'm not a fan. Well, it is what it is with the name. I wish they were the Rascals still, but I love this team, and I hope they continue to win. And, I mean, they've already won once. I hope they continue again. I like the momentum to go here and see how far this team can go.
Yeah, and the other match of the night, Grizzled Young Veterans versus Kushida and Leon Ruff. Kushida and Leon Ruff are a team I'm enjoying.
Yeah, and Kushida's been getting the win over Johnny Gargano, like in tag matches like he did last week. And I think he pinned him in another match too. So I think that's going to be interesting. I think something tells me Gargano's going to cost him this match here because I think they're setting up that feud, which is exciting, by the way. Johnny wrestling and Kushida. But there's a women's match tonight too. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez are taking on Aaliyah and another girl who just got signed to the Performance Center. Jessie Camille, I want to say her name is.
Okay.
So we do have that. And then Kurt Stallion, who I'm not too familiar with. I don't know if you are. He's going to take on Escobar Santos in a cruiserweight title match. Is the one singles match.
Stallion, I believe he wrestled NEW and some indies up here. I will have to get a look at him and see if he's the same guy. But that's
he's been on 205 Live, and he was one of the recruits. And so this is his chance. He made a little. He helped even the odds, I think, last week for the Lucha Bros. Not the Lucha Bros. The Lucha House Party. Sorry, folks. There's a lot of Lucha people out there.
Doing Lucha.
Sound like AJ.
Now, Randy wants to know what we think of the AEW women's tournament. I think that's more a question that AJ would be familiar with because I don't know what the women's tournament is.
Yeah, well, no, it's going to be for a number one contender for the world title. But I mean, I don't know what to think of it yet because they haven't announced any names at all. So,
okay.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, once they do, that's why you probably might even have missed it because they've only thrown up a graphic a couple times and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Now people get excited, because they're like, okay, this is going to be great. But to me,
we can't do anything without information.
Right. Yes. But to me,
plus that women's division is so rough that it's like, I don't know who I'd really see putting in
right.
it. Like, which of these names are you going to include?
So here's where I'm going with this. So to me, my point is, if you're going to do this, now more than ever, this is where you want to bring in some of the Impact talent because this is where Impact really shines with their knockout division. So blend that all in, put Thunder Rosa in there too. You have the NWA, then mix it up. Let's get some other competitors in this and let's make something out of it. If it's just going to be all the women that are in AEW Dark and everything like that, okay, whatever. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, the girls are trying, but there's more women talent out there. So if you have this relationship with Impact and other companies, let's use it. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Say some names, AEW. I ain't got you. They didn't give me shit.
All right, Dave, we're hitting about that half hour mark. We got other people doing interviews tonight, and I think we want to get off in enough time to see MLW.
We do. And yeah, shout out the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker. Yeah, that should be a good one tonight too.
Yeah, that Beach Blast that's starting next week. That is going to be an interesting 2 weeks of shows.
That's right, next week.
Yeah.
Got me excited. I like, did we miss that? That's tonight? Fuck yeah.
Now, when I was looking it up, they had it listed with everything. But Dave,
That's right.
you want to announce the winner of this shirt so we can get on to watching some wrestling?
It's that guy who's been in our comments. He was so on it. That was Randy Oscar. He caught it. Michael Chandler. We would have said Michael Chandler or no one because Bakley technically doesn't think Khabib is going to end up fighting anybody. But he said if he had to pick somebody, it'd be Michael Chandler. And Randy was obviously watching. He was listening. So, my boy, you're getting an Ultimate Warrior t-shirt.
And we wanted to have a winner. We didn't want to just have a nothing on this one.
Yeah, don't worry, baby. We'll have a winner no matter what.
Now, guys, tune in to tomorrow night's regularly scheduled hostilities, 6 p.m., and listen for who Josh DeBoard wants to win the Royal Rumble. Luckily, I got that inside information, so I already know. But the rest of y'all are going to have to find out. Now, thank you once again for joining us, and we will talk to you next week. Later, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Lance by chance. The untold story of him wrestling as of on Earth. LanceByChance.com